Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Forager Chick channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're happy to have you. Today I'm going out for a little walk in the woods. It's been raining. Last night we had a bad storm, early evening or so, but I have to go out and pick some kudzu leaves for a local chef. And I thought I'd go out first, take a walk with the puppers and the cat. I don't know if you can see the kitty cat back there. He's coming. There he is, back there. We're going to go out, take a little walk, and just see if there's any mushrooms that have come out. Gosh, I've been waiting for chanterelles. We had a little tease with them about, I would say 6 weeks ago, but then nothing. Because all we had was like a drought. But we've had some good rain, and I'm hoping some mushrooms are going to start popping out. So then I'm going to get the kudzu, and I think not only am I going to go deliver these kudzu leaves to the chef, but I think I'm going to make something with them as well. So stick around, we got lots to do. No signs of chanterelles anywhere. None. Kind of sad about that. I really thought that maybe we would find some babies starting up. But up here at one of my giant trees that came down a couple years ago, and it always has all different kinds of mushrooms on it. So let me show you that. This tree, I believe it was a poplar. No, not a poplar. Actually, I don't even know what kind of tree it is. It had died a long time ago and fell down, and there's always these white shelf mushrooms on here. Not sure which one it is. It might be Lenzites elegans, or I'm sure they changed the name. It's probably Termites now, but these are very hard polypores, and by polypores I mean they have pores. You can see that, pores, not gills. So this is a very hard white one, very thick, firm. I don't know of any good uses for them. And then when we walk down here where little Kobe cat is, hey Kobe, meow. He's standing on, hey, he's standing on some wood ears, but these are really old. I mean, they're like white now. These have been coming back for the last 2 months, so they're buggy. They are no longer edible. But there's some babies starting, so those will be good. I bet you there's more over here. No, these are all bug eaten. I'm sure there's some babies starting all around. There's some right there, well, a couple little babies. And right there, see that? But these always come back. It's like they dry up, then it rains, then they puff out again. And there's Levi over there in the grass doing something, chewing on them, pulling some hitchhikers off. I'm off to pick kudzu now, since that's all that's out here, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's still food, so let's go get some. Here's the kudzu vine. These are the big giant leaves. My chef doesn't want those, but you can still eat these kudzu leaves. You can pull out that midrib, slice them up, like I kind of like roll them like this, and then I guess it's chiffonade, and then you cut them and saute them. And first I saute them with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and then I add some good broth to it and let it just steam for a bit to get them nice and tender. You could also use them as wraps, but they're very high in protein. Let's see, I'm trying to find the young ones. Oh, there's a young one right there, but it's not very happy. These are pretty tender right here. I'm going to get these for me. So how do we know that this is kudzu? Let's do a small lesson on kudzu. I know you've always heard leaves of three, leave it be, but kudzu does not look like poison ivy once you see it. The vine is fuzzy. It's not like super hairy like poison ivy is, and it's not just growing on a tree. It's growing on all the trees, but the leaves are much different too. They're lobed, a lot different than poison ivy. I'm going to try to show you a poison ivy in a minute so you can know the difference. And if you're real lucky, although these are not very good specimens, the flowers are purple. See that? And they smell like grape Kool-Aid. These flowers are a little early, although they don't even look healthy. They probably came out early when there was not much rain. It was so hot, because they usually come out in August. And they bloomed, but you could see one all the way up there. I don't know if you could see that right there. Yeah, but it's not happy. So hopefully, they're still going to bloom again. It's on a tree that's box elder. This is box elder, I know, and then you see this and you're like, oh my god, that looks like poison ivy. But box elder has multiple leaves on it, and it's a tree. Poison ivy is not a tree. See that? It has 3 leaves and then 2 leaves behind it. But when it first starts out, it just shows 3 leaves. I'm going to try to find some poison ivy. Watch, now that I want to show you some, I'm not going to find any. Back to the leaves. Here are some really nice, small, tender kudzu leaves. See that? They're very tender. You can see they're very light green on the back side, and like a medium green on the top. They're not hairy. They just have a nice little lobe to them. Almost like 2 mittens, and then this one has 3 lobes. So I'm going to see how many of these we can find for her. She's going to do an experiment with them and make something. I don't know what she's going to make. I'm trying to get that light off of it because that's not the color. It's showing up really bright. See how many we can find, and we will fill my basket. Alright, here's some poison ivy. Right there. Right there. You see how they're much more pointy? The leaves are pointy. There's no prickles on them, because that would be blackberry if it had prickles right there. But poison ivy is right there. Right there. There's another good leaf right there. So you can see that they are much different than the kudzu leaf. Right? These are more rounded. Poison ivy's more pointed. Okay, but until you're sure, get somebody to show you the difference between the two in person. Alright, there we go. Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Forager Chick channel. I am going to make you something yummy today. I hope this is a first for me. We're going to make kudzu chips. Yep, you heard that right, kudzu chips. So you saw earlier, I was picking the kudzu for a local chef. And here's one of them that's close up that you can see. This is one of the small young leaves. Here's another one. And I picked a lot of the younger leaves to make these chips. I picked some for me too. So what I did is I washed them just with some cold water because kudzu in general has these little kudzu bugs. You've seen those little tiny brown beetles and they stink. So I wanted to make sure that there is no stink whatsoever on my leaves. And I was lucky because when I was picking earlier, there were kudzu beetles everywhere. And, you know, you have to be careful. You have to find the right time of the day when those beetles are not out. And it's usually super early in the morning before the sun touches the kudzu. I don't know why. Maybe at night too, it might be okay. But in the middle of the day is the worst time because those beetles are flying everywhere and then they can land on you. By the way, kudzu beetles do sting. I know that sounds crazy. And it doesn't happen to everybody, but if they land on your skin, and I don't know what it is, if you have like a certain scent or whatever, I have this issue with bugs, but they land on you and they almost burn you. It's like it looks like a cigarette burn. Had it happened to me 2 years ago. Since then, I've been like really funny about those kudzu beetles. So anyway, enough of the bugs. So we're going to make some kudzu chips. And again, this is the first time that I've made them on my own. I've had them at different events. So I cleaned these kudzu leaves and in a bowl first, just a little bowl, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of olive oil. And I'm going to sprinkle in some salt. I did prepare the oven already. It's at 350 degrees. I'm not sure how much salt I want. I'm going to probably salt them when they come out anyway. You know, anytime you bake something or fry something. This is just like kale chips. What you do is you just take the leaves. Now, you don't want any stem on there, so make sure the stems come off. So we just want to pull them off. I'm going to put them right in the bowl. This part will just take a little minute. And then we're going to massage, just like you would with kale. We're going to massage the kudzu into the oil and the salt. And so if any of you have made this before, I really would like to know. This is just the first recipe that I'm doing. I have a few more up my sleeve. So we're going to try a few different things with kudzu. And as soon as those, whoops, I just went across the room. As soon as the flowers start appearing, I've seen a few, but when they're really nice and vibrant and good, I'll make the jelly. I might even have a video for the jelly. I don't think so. But it's very easy to make. And if you don't make jelly, you could just make a kudzu flower lemonade. So kudzu is really nutritious. They had brought it over here years and years and years ago. 100 years now. And it's funny because the government was actually giving plants away to people to plant it to help with erosion. At first they had, you know, they just brought it over as a plant to grow up on vines and be all pretty and stuff. But you know what happens? It gets carried away, grows like a foot a day. But then the government started giving it away to people, to farmers, to help with erosion. Well, you know what happened then? It grew over everything in its path. But it was good food for the cows and sheep and goats and stuff like that. It's also good food for us. It does have high protein. Its nutritional value, I've been doing a lot of research on this and I still need to investigate it further, but the nutritional value is equivalent to alfalfa. And I know you're thinking, I don't eat alfalfa. Well, you could. You know, it is a nutritious herb that you can add to a tea blend and stuff like that. So it does have protein. It does have vitamins and silicon, calcium and magnesium, all those good minerals. We should eat it. You know, all dark leafy greens are good for you. All right. But if somebody can find some more information on that, I would love some links because I've been going down a rabbit hole on kudzu. I probably just need to ask somebody that studies traditional Chinese medicine more than I do. I dabble in it. and they probably could have a little bit more insight on it. Or if I can find somebody that is from an area that it grows natively and they've eaten it, because in Asia, you know, they eat this all the time. They not only eat the leaves, the flowers, they eat the tips and the root, and the root makes a starch that you can use to thicken food. So, but I don't want to dig up those roots. Anyway, soften this all nice and good. Hand's gonna be all nice and gooey now. See it? See? It's all kind of greasy, but not too greasy. You know, you could fry this in oil too. You know, in the South we fry everything, but we're not going to deep fry them. I'm going to lay them on this sheet tray, and you don't want them to overlap. I mean, the tips could touch, but that's about it. If this works, if this comes out pretty good, can you imagine all the different flavors you could put on here? You could put ranch dressing, seasoning. You could put barbecue seasoning, mushroom seasoning, mushroom salt. That one didn't feel as good. That one needs like a little bit of more oil. And this one's folded. Oh my word. My fingers are all sticky now. All right. Anyway, hey, olive oil is good for the skin, so have nice soft hands. I don't know if they're all going to fit. It's a pretty big tray, but I don't know. There's some bigger leaves in here too. I'm doing it because everyone says to use all the tiny leaves. I want to test it for myself and see what they're like. Oh, that's not a good one. All right. I'm trying to fit them all on here. I don't want to waste any. You could. Actually, this one, see how tender this one is? Good just like that. I like it. When they get older though, they're very toothy, chewy, fibrous. One more. Okay, so they are overlapping just a bit. We'll see what happens. See that? Going into a 350-degree oven for a couple of minutes. All the recipes say a couple of minutes. What the heck does that mean? I'm going to try 5, and we'll go from there. Be right back. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and 30 seconds. They look good. Smell good. They look like chips. Crunchy. Hear that? I'm gonna taste it without more salt first. Oh my gosh. I think I could eat like all of these. Salt is perfect. Sorry, I'm trying not to have all this green stuff in my teeth. I think they're a keeper. They're tender. Let's try one of the big ones. Big ones are good too. A little more chewy. But yeah, I don't know if they'll keep. Except I don't know why I'm holding on to the thing here. I don't know why I'm holding on to the oven mitt. But anyway, they say that you could keep them in an airtight container for a couple of days, but have you guys tried keeping kale chips in a container? They get all soggy, so just make enough that you're gonna eat. Sorry, can't stop eating them now. I haven't eaten lunch yet. These are good. So I want to know, who's going to make something with kudzu? Who's going to make kudzu chips? Are you? I hope so. Let me know down in the comments if you would make some kudzu chips. And I'm going to make something else with the kudzu. I'm just not sure if it's going to be today or what I'm going to make. So until then, happy foraging. Don't forget, to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Until next time, have a great day. Bye now.